Hey everybody, we're gonna be on here just for a little bit, okay? Just for a little bit. This is just to make a very quick announcement, and then I'm actually gonna remove this video after Sunday. I'll remove this video. I'm just jumping on here real quick just to get as many eyeballs as possible. So we're gonna give it about a minute, and then I'm gonna jump in and get started. All right. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I'm not gonna wait, because like I said, this is not gonna be a long video at all. Well, welcome. Hope you had a great day. I hope you're you got some great plans for the weekend. We'll probably go live maybe later on this evening, not sure. But for now, I did want to get this video out. I was debating on whether or not to make it into a short, but I just know how people are. So that's why I said, you know what? Let me do this on this main platform, and then hopefully people will check it out. Someone said, "What's up, D? Going to Charlotte, North Carolina for the 30-year class reunion." I tell you, there's a part of me, I'm very curious to see what some of my old classmates look like, but there's another part of me, I don't want to see them because I don't want to be reminded of how long ago it was. But either way, have a wonderful time. And that sounds great. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so this video here, very quick. Reason why I wanted to do this is, if you're not aware, this coming Sunday at noon, this is our Sabbatry website. We will be having our AI class. Let me go back here. Saba University. All right. Just click on Saba University right here. So this will be happening this weekend. This will be happening this Sunday at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Wow. 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sorry about that. 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So first of all, let me just start off in saying, if you have signed up, I have already sent out an email. Okay. It's going to be one of two emails. I promise you, I'm not trying to make things complex. That's just what it is. This first email I sent to you, I actually did a short video just for you guys. So please, 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 if you haven't seen it and you're signed up for it, make it paramount, make it top priority to watch it. It's about 15 minutes long. And this is just some simple things to expect in this class, because I want to make sure people don't get lost or anything like that. And it's just to prepare you. It's not heavy. It's just some basic kind of things to expect. Okay. So that's what that's what I'm talking about in the video. So please, but most importantly, probably one of the most important things in this video is going to be, me telling y'all, I've been telling people this is going to be on Zoom. The previous class we did, the ChatGPT class, was not on Zoom. It was on another platform. This one will be on Zoom. Now, because I am primarily working with people of a certain age, and I'm happy that you are on board, I do know some things it can take a little time for you to kind of get things together. I understand, and I get that. And that's why I sent the video out days in advance to give you time to get your stuff together. And what am I talking about? On Zoom, the controls are a little bit different as far as how things are handled. So number one, we are not requiring anybody to turn your cameras on. That is not why we're putting it on Zoom. The reason why we're putting it on Zoom is so that when we're making this wonderful artwork, of course, y'all can look over my shoulder and see what I'm doing, but I want to see what you're doing. And so that's why we're putting it on Zoom so that we can share and see what other people are doing. Okay. That's why we're putting it on Zoom. And so I know for some people, it's a little challenging. It's like, oh, okay, I'm trying to press the button and, it says here, click here to log in to AOL. I mean, if you telling me that, if you need me to walk you through how to log into America Online to try to connect you, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not. We're not gonna have that time on that class. Okay. All right. We're not gonna do it. I see some of y'all. Some of the orders come in and you got AOL.com or BellSouth.com and all of that. You telling on yourself. Anyway, I'm just being funny. But seriously, I do want you to take the time to familiarize yourself with Zoom. Just download it. It's free of charge. You're not gonna have to pay any extra for it at all. But I want you to familiarize yourself with it so that when you click on the link, Zoom comes up and you're able just to walk right in, no problem. Okay. You can turn your camera on if you want, but you're not required to for this class. But it does give us a way where we can share each other's work and we'll be able to see what we're doing, and that's what's going to make it fun. All right. So that's this. So that's the main thing. So please, please, please make sure you or familiarize yourself with Zoom. The other thing I want to mention is that there is another email that will be going out between later on today, well into the evening, and then tomorrow around that time frame. I'm just giving myself a wide open window here because that email will have the link for your class. All right. And so make sure, again, you are checking your emails, you're checking your spam folders for that email, all right? Because that is the email that you're going to need in order to access the class, all right? So, yeah, and good, Gerard, he brought up a good point. Make sure to update Zoom because for some of you, you may already have Zoom, and thank you for that, appreciate that, but you may need to update it. So please make sure you take the time now to do it because I'm just, I love you, but I'm gonna have to be a little firm. I can't infringe on the time of other people, to try to get you set up when you had all this time to do it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So take the time now to update, make sure your laptop working, making sure that your Commodore 64 is booted up. Your Atari 2600, whatever you're using, make sure it's working. Okay. Because I'm not, it's going to be impolite of me to infringe on the time of others to get you set up when you have this time to do it. You understand what I'm saying? So I hope you got me on that. So check your email, make sure you got it, and then follow what's said in that video. And then there will be another email that will go out between today and tomorrow with your Zoom info, and you just be able to click in, log in, and enjoy the class. Okay. Now, just real quick, for those who aren't familiar, what I'm talking about here, this is a class. I know many of you've seen a lot of the digital artwork explosion that's happening here on social media, on different websites and all of that. And I'm going to tell you, man, it's really awesome. I do understand the arguments of people saying that, oh, it's not real art and all this other stuff. And I get that and I understand that. However, there are some artistic things that are involved, and it does require a great deal of creativity on users, on people. So it's not just as simple as typing in a few words and that's it. You got to know exactly what you're looking for. You have to take the time and really visualize what you are trying to see. In some cases, you may need to write it down, and then begin to start planning and plotting out exactly what you want these images to look like. And so it's tapping into that creativity part of you that, and that's what we're really going to be working on. You're going to see that's really what it's about, because what these tools help you to do is to tap into that part of you, that creative part of you. And that's what makes it fun and very exciting. And so that's what we're going to be doing here. Because there's a lot of people out here that use these tools but they're just doing the bare minimum. I'm not trying to get you to do the bare minimum. I want you to be in there and doing some very quality stuff so that whatever it is that you're using it for, either for your own enjoyment or, you know, if you want to use it for your business or whatever, or start a business off of it, you have the tools that are needed, you know, to do it, and the knowledge and the know-how to do it where you stand out amongst in the crowd. You understand what I'm saying? Because like I said, again, there are a lot of people that are doing these things, but they're just doing what I'm seeing in some of these spaces. They're just doing the bare minimum, and we don't want to just do the bare minimum. We want to be really try to be as good at this as possible, and we're going to do our best to try to get you there. Okay, so make sure if you've been thinking about it, you know, this will be a good place to start. We're going to be looking at 2 platforms. We're going to be using ChatGPT, and we're also going to be looking at Midjourney. Those are the 2 that we're going to be working on. There was something else I wanted to say. So yeah, those 2 platforms. Watch the video. For those of you who already signed up, I sent you the link. Okay. I will be releasing a book this weekend as well. And I'll give you the title of it. It's called The Big Black Book of AI Prompts. Okay. And what I did was I just compiled a bunch of AI prompts that I think are very helpful and beneficial for, you know, Black folks who are really getting into this. And these are good starter points. As we taught in the ChatGPT course that we have, the big thing here as far as AI is concerned, when we're talking about this type of AI, is really knowing the art of asking questions. That's really what this is about. Because if you know how to ask questions, you can go far. Okay. And so this teaches you, you know, so that's what we try to do here, is how to ask questions and what questions to ask. You know, that's going to be very important for you, whether if you take our class or not. And that's why we have the ChatGPT for grown folks class as well. That's already available. You're not waiting on me. The class is waiting on you. It's already done. Once you click on and purchase that class, you get the download of the video, and you also get a free 78-page book that I put together that comes with the class as well. And it's a good running start for you to really do well in working with ChatGPT to build your business, to just creating stories or whatever it is that you're trying to do. This is a good start for you on that. Okay. So again, this coming Sunday, May the 4th, we have the Saba University AI Artwork 101, from words to masterpieces. So if you also, the last thing I'll say is if you, you know, Mother's Day is coming up the following Sunday. Now, I know I got some people out here woo about Mother's Day and don't you know what it really means and all that other stuff. Okay, that's you. Okay, so I you know, I get that and I understand that. But there are a lot of people out here who do honor their mothers. So, you know, and what's traditional is that people will do Mother's Day's card. So you're going to actually watch me put together a Mother's Day card. And I'm going to show you how easy it is for you to do it, from branding the whole 9. I'll show you how to do it. And when you're finished with this class, you're going to know how to make your own Mother's Day's card. You know, impress her. Let that be the gift, you know, and showing her, well, guess who made that? She said, oh, that's such and such. That's Hallmark. And Hallmark, no. That was actually me. And she gonna be like, oh, son, I knew you were gonna make it. And let me guess, did you take that class from Saba University that I've been hearing about? And you're gonna say, well, yeah, I did do that. And she gonna like, what? Oh my goodness. I heard so much about them. Man, that means I'm even prouder of you because you did that. That's what she's going to say. I'm telling you, she's going to say that. She might. I'm just saying, I'm just playing. But anyway, but yeah, it's going to be, I'm anticipating it just like the other class. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of interaction, and a great time for us to get together and to learn something that can move you forward and to tap into your creativity. So just wanted to come on here on that. The other thing I want to say too is unrelated to the classes. So we're done with that. The service that we use for Sabbatry, this has been happening for some time, but a lot of companies now, they're starting to crack down on the wordage that you use for certain products. So in other words, if you mention something like inflammation, or it could help you with high blood pressure, regulate your high blood pressure, or it could help you with this, that, or whatever. Well, they're saying now these are medical claims that you cannot make, even though you can go to Medline, you can go to WebMD, you can go to studies that will actually show that, yes, these herbs do in fact address these things. Unfortunately, there are more and more of these online retail platforms that are being pretty much told, and it's being fueled by the pharmaceutical companies, where they're telling people, no, you can't say that, you can't make that claim. Well, that makes it a little bit more difficult for people like us, because when someone comes to the website, they're looking for that. They're looking for something that's going to address these issues. But if I can't tell you that on this page, how are you going to know? Well, I'm not really fazed by that. Nicole and I are working on something right now that's going to help address that, to really, get into educating people more on these different products. So stay tuned for that. But I just wanted to let you know about that, yeah, they're like, listen, you better take this stuff off or you ain't going to get your money. That's kind of where it is right now. So I just wanted to give you a little peek behind the curtain and let you know it's getting very real, and why it's so important for you to always educate yourself on these things. There's plenty of platforms out here, ChatGPT being one of them. We even created a GPT, or an app called Baba Herb. All right, Baba Herb. If you go to our page on journeymanwoman.com, Baba Herb, if you go there, there is I have a app that I created that you can ask it pretty much anything about what will be a good herb for this, what would be a good herb for that, and you'll be able to get the answers that you need, with that. So there are other routes and places that you can go to get that information, but it's going to require you to investigate and to dive in and find out that information yourself. We're really big on that. I'm big on giving folks information, but I'm even bigger on people reading it. Okay. So we're going to do everything we can to educate people on these things, these important topics that we're talking about. You see, I'm already putting out many books and things like that. Some, for the most part, they're free of charge. Some I will be charging and all of that, but we're going to start. We want to be not a clearinghouse, but a repository of getting information out to people, because self-educating is going to be key in this window of time that we're in right now. So, so I just want to let you know on that, because pretty soon you just going to have to know what things to get, because they're telling us that we can't communicate that on a business platform anymore. So we're making adjustments now on that. But we keep going. So, but that's it. That's all I have for you. Someone said link articles with the info. I think maybe you're chiming in on what I'm saying here. But yeah, we do that too. Oh, I get you. I understand what you're saying now. I get what you're saying now. Yeah, that's one thing we can do. That's one thing we can do, but we can't physically put the words on it. So let me give you an example. So even though I put the link there, if the link says, a lot of times when you look at a URL, the URL itself will say, like, I don't know, webmd.com/great things that will combat against inflammation. Well, physically, you won't see that on the main page, but I don't know what kind of software they use, because if the URL says that, they may pick up on that too and say, oh, but you're still doing it. I don't know how deep they get into that. That's why I'm not even trying to go there, but there are some options that we're working on right now to get that info out. So that's it. I didn't want to spend too much time, take up too much of your time. I might try to go live later on this evening, so just stay tuned for that. But this video will stay up and remain up until Sunday. So again, if you're interested in learning more about AI artwork, this is going to be your time. This is going to be a great opportunity for you to do that in an environment that's going to be a lot of fun and exciting. And like I said, I will be releasing my book too. The Big Black Book of AI Artwork. I'm still putting finishing touches on that, and that's going to be made available. So stay tuned for that as well. So that's it. That's all I have for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys take care. Enjoy the rest of your day, your week, and all of that stuff. And I'll see you next time. Take care now.